This week in Mocs News, UTC recognizes its staff hard work.
The Sugar Mocs continue their sweet season with a trip to nationals.
And we have an update on the ongoing construction at the State Building. I'm Jolie Poole.
And I'm Heidi Brightman. Your news starts now.
UTC honored faculty and staff for going the extra mile. The Chancellor's Blue Ribbon Award is given to UTC's faculty and staff to show appreciation for all their hard work. There is a winner for each month decided by the committee appointed by the Chancellor. The recipients of the 2017 Blue Ribbons were honored on Tuesday. The honorees received recognition for their hard work and a plaque to commemorate their hard work. Lacey Bobo, who is a member of UTC's police department, had to say about the hard work.
You know, it's a validation that I'm doing my job correctly. This is basically what I'm supposed to be doing anyway, and it's letting me know that the public is receiving my efforts and appreciating what I'm doing, and I'm fulfilling the promises I made when I was getting hired for this job.
If you have a faculty or staff member who you think deserves to be considered, then send your nominations to Melanie Sadler at melanie-sadler@utc.edu.
We have an update on the incident involving Chuck Cantrell and the Joe Wyrum story from before the holiday break. After facing charges of public indecency, the two UTC employees have resigned. The resignation took effect on December 19th. Wyrum and Cantrell were scheduled to appear in court earlier in January. Cantrell did not enter a plea and is due back in court on February 20th. Wyrum had his charges dismissed and expunged from his record. He has been ordered to stay away from Cinema 1 and has to pay a $500 fine. We will continue to monitor the story as it develops.
The end of syllabus week is upon us. Fortunately, there is still time to add or drop classes. If you are looking to add a course to your schedule, be sure to register before January 14th. Here's a list of important dates coming up for the semester. If you realize that a course isn't for you, then the last day to drop the course is March 19th. However, if the course is dropped before January 21st, the withdrawal will not be recorded. Fluctuating temperatures have been hitting hard in the Chattanooga area.
That's right, Jolie. Our Emma Howland has the weather report for the upcoming week.
Well, enjoy the warm weather while you can, because we are about to drop it like it's hot, or should I say cold. Today, expect rain with temperatures dropping throughout the day, dropping down to 30 degrees by 9 p.m. Tonight you may see some snow or rain mix. This weekend continues the cool trend with partly cloudy skies and the highs in the mid-30s and the lows in the 20s. Next week you can expect temperatures to remain in the 30s with partly cloudy skies. That's it for weather. Back to the news desk where Heidi and Jolie are talking health.
Well, it looks like the cooler temps are here to stay, but because of the cold weather, flu season has started early, and medical experts are afraid this could be the worst one yet. Looking at a chart from the CDC, we can see that the flu has already spread across the U.S., with a majority of states reporting high influenza rates. According to the New York Times, one of the most recent spikes has been in Nashville, where a number of people have been hospitalized. Dr. William Schaefer of Vanderbilt University said that it's far from a perfect vaccine, but we still can do a lot of good with a pretty good one. Experts are urging people to get flu shots, stating that even if they fail, the shots can often prevent the flu from getting worse. The flu has already been labeled as moderately severe, with 3 more months for the flu to run.
While the flu hasn't reached epidemic level yet, many are asking, what can I do to prevent getting sick? Experts have given a few solutions. If you haven't, you should get a flu shot. While there is a typically 40 to 60% effective rate, it can help lessen the symptoms of the flu. Wash your hands carefully. Washing your hands limits the spread of germs and the virus itself. Try to avoid being in contact with sick people. If you get the flu, stay home and try to avoid contact with others. Remember to consider medicines like the Tamiflu. But if you are already sick, sleep, take medicine, drink plenty of fluids, and if you start running a high fever or have shortness of breath, please go to the hospital.
While we were on break, construction workers were hard at work. The old State Building, or as it's known on campus, the Macaulay Building, has been under renovation since the end of last semester. UTC is updating the building so that it can hold more classes, teachers, offices, and the music department. Students have noticed the improvements and are enjoying the building.
Actually, all of my psych classes are in the same exact room in here. I like it. Like the past 2 days that I've been having classes in here, I've like sat out here and like studied some before my classes, so.
Renovations are still ongoing. Mocs News will continue to update the story as it develops.
The state building may be undergoing renovation, but McKenzie Arena may be next because UTC's women's basketball team has been tearing down the house lately.
Let's bounce past the coverage over to our Abby Walker and Megan McClure for more on that.
Thanks, ladies. Well, we had an interesting college national football game on Monday.
That's right, Abby. And if we look a little closer to home, we will see the UTC women's basketball team is on a winning streak. So let's jump in.
Alabama wins their 5th national title in 9 years in ESPN's second most watched college football playoff game. Their first half did not live up to expectations as Georgia dominated Alabama with a 13-0 lead. The game quickly changed when head coach Nick Saban put in freshman quarterback Tua Tagovailoa to start the second half. The freshman never started a regular season game and only played when Alabama was ahead by 18 points or more. In epic fashion, Tagovailoa brought Alabama back from a 13-0 deficit to win in overtime 26-23.
Men's basketball suffered their 4th Southern Conference loss Wednesday against Furman and are now on a 5-game losing streak. The Mocs lost 55-73, even with outstanding efforts by UTC's Nat Dixon, who finished with a career-high 21 points. The Mocs kept the Paladins to a 5-point lead in the first half, but were unable to stop Matt Rafferty and his breakaway back-to-back threes in the second half. The Mocs look for their first SoCon win on the road against the Citadel till tomorrow.
The women's basketball team has had success despite a litany of injuries to key players. The Mocs went 5 for 2 over the winter break, and the record stands at a healthy 11-5 on the season. The highlight of the stretch was a 5-point win against the Florida Gators in Gainesville. The Mocs continued their winning ways at home, coming out victorious in their 52nd straight conference home win for this season against Western Carolina. The Mocs go on the road tomorrow to play the ETSU Buccaneers in Johnson City and will be at full strength with no reported injuries.
Spirit of Chattanooga UTC's cheerleading and Sugar Mocs head to Orlando, Florida this weekend to compete in the UCA and UDA College Cheerleading and Dance Team National Championship. The Sugar Mocs will perform Saturday in the Division I Jazz semifinals, and cheerleading will compete Sunday in the Open Co-Ed Game Day finals.
We certainly wish them all good luck. That'll do it for this week's edition of Sports.
Make sure to get out and support the men and women's basketball team. Go Mocs!
It was announced that Provost and Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs Gerald Ainsworth was retiring next year. An agreement was decided and Ainsworth is retiring early. The search for a new provost is underway and the hope is to have a new provost by July 1st, 2018. There's been a landslide of events happening in the world this week.
That's right, our Jay Rivera has the story.
Thanks, ladies. There's been quite a bit of news this week, including a new Trump administrative decision on immigration to a Yakima boss being arrested. California takes a mud bath, but this is no day at the spa. At least 17 are dead, 8 missing, and hundreds are trapped within their Santa Barbara County homes. Runoff from heavy rain within the county has caused mudslides to sweep away hundreds of homes. The area has been affected by wildfires last year. Officials say that the mudslide was waist deep in some areas. Emergency services agencies of the area declared an exclusion zone, and anyone moving around in afflicted areas and interfering with the efforts rescuers will be subject for arrest. A button-free update on North Korea. Earlier this week, the secluded nation met with officials from South Korea to discuss several issues. South Korea agreed to allow North Korea to partake in this year's Winter Olympics, which are held in the South Korean city of Pyeongchang. The conference was a positive step in the path of peace. The meetings are still ongoing. After a tattoo went viral on Facebook, Thailand police arrested a Japanese Yakuza boss after being on the run for 15 years. Shigeharu Shirai is accused of murdering a gang rival in 2003. When pictures of Mr. Shirai went viral, they caught the attention of the Japanese police, who requested his arrest. According to Thai police, he admitted he was a member of the Yakuza gang. Police arrested him in a city north of Bangkok. The Yakuza gangs have been a part of Japanese society for centuries. The mafia-like group is estimated to have 60,000 members. That is all we have for this week's edition of World News. Make sure to keep up with us for all the latest headlines from around the globe.
A well-known artist and director is coming to town. Ron Campbell, best known for the 1960s Beetle cartoon, will be showcasing his work at the local art gallery Area 61. He animated the film Yellow Submarine and has worked on many other cartoon classics like Scooby-Doo, Rugrats, and even Winnie the Pooh. He will showcase art created for this specific tour and new pop art pieces as well. You can find him at Area 61 on January 16th and 17th from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. on both days, and that's not the best part. It's free.
For the past 13 years, the New York Times has published a guide to the best places to visit. This year, our hometown Chattanooga made number 25 on the list. The article features the city's high-speed internet and several local businesses. You can visit the New York Times website for the entire list of places to visit.
On the 50th anniversary of Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s assassination, O King, an event put on by Student Development, hopes to bring people together and remind the community that people are still fighting for rights. The event will start at 7:30 p.m. in the Rowan Hayes Concert Hall in the Fine Arts Center on Tuesday, January 16th. Admission is free and open to all.
And speaking of Dr. King, remember that there are no classes on Monday for MLK Day. And with that note, we've reached the end of this week's edition of Mocs News. Thank you for joining us. Check out our videos uploaded throughout the week to our YouTube, and don't forget to subscribe.
And make sure to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Have a great weekend from all of us here at Mocs News.